Alright, so a while back, a couple of months back, Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, along with Alex Hirsch, kind of hinted at a possibility of a Gravity Falls Rick and Morty crossover. And apparently, during a Q&A panel with Alex Hirsch, he kind of let something slip to add on to that. Apparently, the third journal, which will deal with alternate dimensions, is going to have Rick and Morty in there. So technically speaking, yeah, Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls are technically crossing over in novel form. So, yeah, we are getting a Gravity Falls Rick and Morty crossover, keep in mind, in novel form. Apparently, as the story goes, is that there's going to be a short section talking about a pair of travelers that Stanford encountered during his travels, and those characters are Rick and Morty. So, yeah, Ford met Rick and Morty. This kind of adds to the fact that, it's kind of funny that in the No Name Club fanfiction series I write with Alexander Anayas, we kind of have it that Rick and Ford are close friends, as well as, I think that's a headcanon for a lot of people, that Rick and Ford were friends at one point. So yeah, I like how that's kind of adding up to headcanon-wise. I kind of enjoy that. Now the big thing is that Alex was a little, during the Q&A panel, Alex was a little leery on saying everything, because he didn't say exactly that the characters were 100% Rick and Morty, but he didn't deny that either. I'm kind of thinking that he doesn't name them, but you see the character drawings in the journal, which will be published later this year, apparently. So that's what I'm thinking, is that they weren't named, because obviously Disney and Cartoon Network are from different stations. So, and the fact that this is actually, we're getting a cameo appearance by them is nothing short of amazing in and of itself, mind you. So, yeah, Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls are also two different shows, because even as dark as Gravity Falls is, it's still considered a kid's show on a Disney Channel. Even though, yes, there are darker tones to it, but yeah, it's not as, it doesn't exactly have the same, shall we say, grittiness, not grittiness, the same tone as Rick and Morty. So, but yeah, I think this is a cool place to have this. I think also that that this might be a stepping stone to see another form of this crossover, because this isn't the first time. They've technically crossed over in the shows. Remember in the episode, I can't remember the episode, I think it was Society of the Blind Eye, where Stan is activating the portal for the first time, and he loses his mug and Fez. And then in a later episode of Rick and Morty, the Fez and Cup actually pop out into their universe. So I thought that was a really cool way. So they kind of crossed over before. And apparently there's a Bill Cipher cameo somewhere in Rick and Morty. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere there. But I think that's really cool. And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll get like another pseudo crossover in the vein of you guys ever watch Psyched? And remember when they did that episode, for those who watch Psyched, if you've ever seen the episode where they brought the original cast of Twin Peaks together to do a not Twin Peaks parody, so they kind of did like a pseudo crossover between Peaks and Psyched, and I think that might be the case if we ever get another Rick and Morty Gravity Falls crossover, where we'll have the original cast because Gravity Falls has ended. I think in Rick and Morty, the next season, I guarantee you this will happen in the next season of Rick and Morty. By the way, but I think what will happen is that Rick and Morty will meet a group of characters that have the resemblance and characteristics of the characters from Gravity Falls, and we'll even have all the voice actors back together, but it won't be them. They won't be named, because technically they're not owned by Alex Hirsch. They're owned by Disney. Those characters are owned by Disney, and unless Disney's cool with those characters being named and used, which, Disney's cool with a lot of things, but I doubt they would allow this for a show like Rick and Morty. Not to say Rick and Morty's terrible, but I don't think they would, it doesn't really coalesce with Disney's, shall we say, nice, clean, squeaky clean family image. Then again, we do have Marvel, maybe, maybe I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they could go for a full-on blown crossover. That could be a possibility, because Disney's always looking to reach the young adult, demographic. You clearly see that with Star Wars and Marvel. And of course, I think that's another reason why we're getting the Cloak and Dagger TV show, is because they want to reach that demographic. And I think that might be a way to go. This might be a right way to go if, they just decide, fuck it, yeah, just do the crossover. Remember, there was also the Futurama Simpsons crossover, and technically speaking, I guess Futurama wasn't exactly owned. Did they sell the rights to the same company that owns Comedy Central? I don't know, but yeah, that technically was inter-TV show crossover, and there's been some of that before. Like, remember the Martin Mystery Totally Spies crossover? That's to name one. Yeah, so it's not to say it's impossible. It's just it's just going to be really fucking difficult to do if they decide, hey, you know what? Let's bring back Gravity Falls, but have them on Rick and Morty, and having saying "fuck you" to Rick, like Dipper saying "go fuck yourself, Morty," or something of that nature. Anyway, so you guys tell me. Do you think are you guys excited for the publication of the third journal, and do you think this could lead to a full-blown Gravity Falls Rick and Morty crossover? And do you think it's possible? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.